Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. I just looked at myself. I have this little TV mirror thing showing me what I'm doing. Only time I look in the mirror, baby. And boy, have I turned grey. I gotta go back and look at some of my earlier videos when I'm like less grey. I'm like nearly white. I mean, I guess we're heading towards the apocalypse. You know, that's got to age a man. Also, living like crap. Okay, here's a little tip. Okay, youngsters out there. When you were young, at least when I was young, right? Still now actually, I liked enjoying myself. I liked enjoying myself a lot, okay? And here's the thing, if you live to excess, which I did a lot in many different ways, you just think you're gonna do so much crap, like you're just gonna explode when you're by the time you're 40. No. That doesn't happen. No. What happens is you have a really crappy second half of your life where everything is broken and nothing works. Welcome to my life, baby. Anyway, but you know what? I enjoyed the first half. I did definitely pay for it, okay? You know, I got out certainly what I put in. Anyway, let's talk about Doctor Who. That's a bit of a strange segue, but yes, let's talk about Doctor Who. That was the week that was. That's my regular Friday video. I like having, tracks. I can't remember. But you know, I always like Janet Street Porter, which she always, when she became in charge of the youth TV in the 80s and the 90s, she made certain times, you know, like 6 o'clock on Thursdays was always Star Trek Next Generation, you know, or just that kind of slot. If it wasn't Star Trek Next Generation, it'd be Monkey. If it wasn't Monkey, it'd be The Water Margin. Oh, I miss The Water Margin. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Look, your life is just empty, mate. Go look it up. I think they're all on YouTube. Anyway, I digress. So this is my Friday video, which is, that was the week that was. And this week we've had, well, listen, I'm recording this on Thursday, right? And I've had agita this morning, let me tell you. A lot of agita. I was working and suddenly my interwebs went out, right? Like, wait, what? Because I just got new interwebs, mate, right? I just got fiber optics. And it's awesome, right? It's so good. Oh, I love a bit of fibre. Went upstairs, looked at the router, and the little red light's flashing. I'm like, what does it mean? I don't know. I can't even log into this router. It's a whole new system. I do not understand how it works. Anyway, so we called the nice fibre people, and they came right away to fix it. They're installing everywhere in the neighbourhood, everybody's getting it because it's awesome, right? That's essentially why, because it's awesome. Anyway, when it went out, I got to get out my old internet, which was had a SIM card in it, and it was good, yeah, but not fibre, baby. And I had to set it all up again, and then they came. What can I tell you? At the same time, however, okay, we're going to get back to Doctor Who in a minute. They finally repaired. Oh, I don't know what you call it in England. Tummy arbor. It's a box thing that it gives you cold water or boiling water, right? Instantly, it's hooked up the mains, whatever. It's got a special Sabbath mode because you're not allowed to cook on Sabbath. Oh boy, I didn't realise this was going to be such a rabbit hole zone. You're not allowed to cook on Sabbath in Orthodox Judaism, which means you can't put the bloody kettle on, okay? Because you're cooking the water. Also, you're not allowed to use electricity direct. Whatever. So we have this thing set up. It gives us nice hot water on Sabbath, right? Because it fills it up. You get about 50 cups stored in there. And then you can have your cup of tea and not have to worry. There's a few more things you've got to worry, but you can have your cup of tea and not have to worry. So, it broke down, right? And so the nice tummy up. Tell me in the comments what that thing is called, right? The nice Tommy Arbor repair people came and picked it up, right? They said, oh yeah, we'll be ready in 2 to 4 weeks. I'm like, wait, what? So it's okay. We've got you a loaner, right? The loaner didn't have the Sabbath mode on it, so we had to get another big urn, big water urn, just to use on freaking Sabbath, right? So then, finally, they brought it back. They brought back the wrong one, right? They brought back a different one without the Sabbath mode on it. Finally, today, they returned. They returned our kidnapped tummy arbor. Thank you very much. So it's been a bit of a tumultuous day for me. And for me, it's only 1:15. Boy, I am plowing through. Anyway, this week, this week's been a wacky week for me, but let's talk about Doctor Who. So this week, Rusty Davies somewhat broke the interwebs with saying, this is the best thing I've ever written about, like, Russell, mate. Russell. That's a bold, bloody statement, right? And I think I don't know. You know, I mean, like, I'm very gullible, right? I tend to think people will tell the truth. Unless they're a politician, then obviously they're not. Right? You know, you just like, whatever you're saying, it's like, if you accuse anybody of doing something and you're a politician, that means that's what you're doing, right? If you call anybody like an embezzling paedophile, right, and you're a politician, you therefore are absolutely an embezzling paedophile. Other than that, I tend to believe people, right? So I think he thinks it's the best thing he's ever done. And yeah, we heard about a week or so ago about inside the TARDIS, new TARDIS set, it has drones flying around to keep up with Shooting Gatwa's performance. I'm like, oh my God, this sounds great. I mean, I hope it's not shit. I really hope it's not shit. Can you imagine? After all this, like, you know, and we get good Star Trek and, you know, Star Wars is good, and you think everything's going to be great. You sit down in November, buy your Disney Plus, buy your TV, get your popcorn. Oh, Doctor Who comes back, and it's shit. Can you? No, please no. It could happen. It could happen. What can I tell you? Anyway, so we're going to talk about the news that happened this week. Can I ask you? Can you like, share, and subscribe? That would be fan-frickin-tastic. If you're feeling pretty, charitable, if you could head over to Rumble. Link is in the video notes to my Rumble account. Can subscribe to me there. YouTube's very dodgy, right? I've got a community strike against me. And like literally today, I had to change a thumbnail because it was like the little angry toxic fandom Jodie Bear, right? It was all super mad, screaming at Gareth Roberts, saying this nice gay activist and writer of delightful Doctor Who stories is a transphobe and must be cancelled. I'll destroy that. Yeah, something like that. I can't even mention trans on my thumbnails. That's just like, you know, it's crazy. It's like a red flag to a ball. So I had to edit it down. I do not like having to edit down my creative vision, right? Even though they're mainly dick jokes, but I feel I should be able to make my dick bloody jokes with impunity, right? Because they're just dick jokes, mate. They're just dick jokes. I don't hate anyone. But YouTube, maybe not. So head over to Rumble, please. That is also doing much better for me on my live streams than YouTube. And subscribe there. And man, if YouTube goes under, listen, you say that's crazy. As of this morning, over the last week, 5 banks have less than a week, in under a week, 5 banks have imploded, and it's gone from America to Europe. Now I think it's in Asia. It's the end of days, baby. This is what it looks like, okay? This is what I think it looks like, and if not, I'm wrong. Anyway. So we have that. We had the unit spin-off announcement, which I'm not that excited about, quite frankly. Although Rusty Davies, like, I trust him, Russell, I trust. And I may be too much, right? Maybe I'm going to get to November and the November stuff's going to be good, okay? The November stuff is going to, I think I described it on my last live stream or one beforehand as a combination of all the best bits of Doctor Who and a blowjob, right? That's how I imagine the David Tennant specials going, right? But maybe the shooting stuff's going to be bad. I think it's going to be good. Anyway, like, share, subscribe, comment. Thank you very much for all that. Head over to Rumble. Look in the video notes. I haven't had a chance to welcome this yet, which is a pain in the bloody arse, but I'm not going to today either. Today, if I can wrap up early so I can watch Picard. As I said, I'm recording this on Thursday, right? Thursday the 16th. If anything big happens tomorrow, I'll record an insert. But tomorrow morning, by the way, is because I'm not good. Well, maybe I will. Now I've got this fast internet. I might be able to do it much later. Anyway, I'll record an insert, but I'm recording this on Thursday the 16th. To wrap up the week. Okay, that was the week that was. Fine. So like, share, subscribe, comment. That's very good. Head over to Rumble. Oh yeah, so I didn't get to it this week. I really, really wanted to work on this. I actually already paid for freaking service for the month. a deepfake Colin Baker reading Millennial Rights, which is one of my all-time favourites. I want to really get on a routine because I also want to do Paul McGann reading Dying Days. And after Paul McGann reads Dying Days, Paul McGann, I've decided, I was looking at my bookshelf, will read The Infinity Doctors, because I remember that being good. I just don't remember it very much, and it's like really a different type of Doctor Who novel. So who was that? Lance Parkin, was it? Maybe Lawrence Miles or Lance Parkin. It's one of the L people. Oh, it's right over there. Can I see it? I can't see. You can see the cover. Where is it? There. That's the one. The white one. The Infinity Doctors. Great little cover as well. Fine. Like, share, subscribe, comment, Substack, all that stuff. Please, yeah, sign up my Substack. That's very good. Fine. Let's go over to this story, which I've been trying to get to for a bloody week, but finally got to it. Thankfully, called it this week. That was the week that was. That was the week that was. Rusty Davies' promise is great news for Doctor Who's future. I think so as well. Somebody commented on my Instagram, can you stop gushing about Rusty Davies? I just like Doctor Who. What do you want out of me? I do. I like Doctor Who a lot, and I miss Doctor Who a lot. And I'm very encouraged. I was encouraged before we started seeing the other stuff happen in genre. Like, see the TV start to get good again, right? Genre start to get good again. And now it is like, yeah, I'm very excited. I like Doctor Who a lot. I haven't seen it for ages. I mean, look, are you watching Star Trek Picard? It's just lovely to be able to watch it. I mean, it really is. It's genuinely lovely to be able to watch Star Trek that feels like Star Trek, right? I feel the same way about Doctor Who, and I think, honestly, the linchpin around all of this is Russell T Davies, right? He is absolutely the linchpin that holds the entire this whole thing together. Otherwise, I think it'll totally fall apart. I think Disney is in deep doo-doo. They are, as is everybody in the entire entertainment industry. Look, the entertainment industry has done exactly the same thing as the banking industry has done, which is why we're having this huge banking crisis right now. Essentially, the Silicon Valley Bank. The reason they went under and were then bailed out by it's incredible, right? Your banks are insured. I'm not going to remember this long. Your banks are insured for $250,000, right? That covers 98% of Americans have no more than $250,000 in their bank account at any one time. So your bank goes under, you cover for that. The top 2%, in Silicon Valley, which is where they live, they got like 50 million. Meghan and Harry got like 100 million. Yeah, they got like a lot of money, and they're idiots. So the reason it went under is because they treated venture capital the same way Chris Chibnall treated Doctor Who, and I'm not exaggerating, right? Look, if you like Chris Chibnall's Doctor Who, good for you. I have nothing against you liking it. I hated it, but my hatred of it, which I have a lot of rather specific reasons, shouldn't impact on you liking it. Who cares what I think? Yeah, if you like it, you like it. You enjoy it, mate. It's nothing to do with bloody me, right? And frankly, I'm happy somebody likes it. Go ahead. But generally speaking, it fared very badly, right? The metrics for it were freaking awful. So, that's basically what happened to all these banks that are going under. You thought it was bad in Doctor Who. You thought Alex Kurtzman was bad in Star Trek. Well, yeah, but wait till you see what happens in the world of reality. God. And I think we're going to see quite a lot of that. Anyway, but Rusty Davies' promise is great news for Doctor Who's future. Yes, I believe he's a linchpin. I think he is the... Okay, I'll give you a great example, okay? Completely, away from this, that illustrates everything completely, right? So, my local town, right? When I moved here, the reason I moved here, right? My local synagogue, what I found was somewhat unique in that, look, Jews, generally speaking, especially religious Jews, they're very tribal. You don't normally get a mixture of people. You have this group stays with this group stays with this group, that group stays with, and they all hate each other. You ever seen Life of Brian when they're we have all the different Jewish resistance groups. Yeah, the People's Front, Judea's People Front, yeah. And they're all like at loggerheads, right? So this synagogue was incredible because you had all types of Jews would come. You have like the super religious ones like me, and you have like people who weren't really that ritualistically practicing, right? And I thought it was freaking lovely, right? I thought it was freaking... So the reason we had that is because the guy, much like Rusty Davies, the guy who was the president of the show, don't worry, there's too much to explain, but it's a local election. The guy who was the president of the show really straddled those two worlds, right? He was a fun, normal, secular person, and also he went to Shul and he had respect for Judaism, but he wasn't like super, frummy, we call it, Meshuggah frummy, like super religious. And I think that balance held that synagogue together, and it was really beautiful. And he passed away, and it kind of all fell apart. In my opinion. Now it's a religious synagogue for religious people, and only religious people. And it's really sad, right? It's really different. But I think Rusty Davies is very similar, right? I think he is that fulcrum point that yes, he is on board with all the weird stuff that Disney is on board with, right? Sort of, but I think he's also because he's very much comes from an era where you had to fight for his rights as a gay man to be able to live, the way the gay community was treated during AIDS as a religious person, right? Who. Bible thumping religious person, and it's not too LGBTQ plus friendly, was a freaking disgrace, right? And he's absolutely right, and I think that's something he carried with him, that fight he carried with him. Now, there's a new fight which I think he's been co-opted to, and I don't think I think people are starting to wake up to it, which is, look, basically we're all standing here minding our own business, live and let live. You do you, I do me. We all just live together, and we're okay with each other. Then the T part of the LGBTQ part alliance that turned up, and they demanded that completely change structure. And our speech, even not in their presence, right? We had to celebrate them in every way. We had to affirm them. Who else gets to walk out and be affirmed in everything they do, whenever they do? And most people just went along with it, right? So I think he's been co-opted to that struggle somewhat. But equally, not only does he love Doctor Who, I think he loves people, human beings, right? Normal, ordinary people. I mean, he shared a picture on Christmas of him having Christmas dinner with his family. It wasn't like a huge swanky Hollywood house. It was in his little Swansea kitchen around the table, crammed together like every normal person in the freaking world, right? What are they doing in Hollywood? They're probably raping children and then eating them, right? He's having a turkey. That's why I think he is the person to hold this all together. So I'm very, very excited about him. I really am. Will it be as good as I think? Nothing's going to be as good as I think. I don't know. Maybe it will. Wouldn't that be? So, okay. In all fairness, Picard way has exceeded my expectations, and I think it's probably the best Star Trek I've seen. I mean, so far, freaking incredible. And also, Mado last night, I watched it, was freaking awesome. Love it. Anyway, so I like him, right? I like him, and I think he's going to do good for Doctor Who. Okay, so Rusty Davies will be with Doctor Who for years, suggesting he's got a grand plan for the show's new entire global streaming landscape. Well, of course he does. What gave it away? Him saying that over and over again? Yes, he does have a plan. That's absolutely true. As he said, many times, right? Yes, there's lots of spin-offs. We'll get to those soon. Rusty Davies has promised to commit to Doctor Who for the foreseeable future, which is great news for the show. I also think he's trying to develop new talent that shares, the liberal progressive sensibilities that I believe he has, and still be able to write watchable TV, right? I saw the woman who's playing the Black Little Mermaid saying, why does people think when you race swap somebody, the quality's going to go away? Because it has every other time before. Shooty, I'm not looking at you, mate. I think you're going to be great, okay? But pretty much, sex, gender, it has every time before, right? Have you tried reading a Marvel comic from any time after 2017? Yeah, if you don't like fat lesbians who sit around the house eating a lot and then go out and shout at Spider-Man, it might not be for you anymore, right? It might not be for you. So Rusty Davies has promised to commit to Doctor Who for the foreseeable future. This is great news for the show. That is true. I mean, as I said, it is great news for the show. The man who relaunched Doctor Who in 2005 is at the helm for the 60th anniversary and beyond, as the show enters a new era in the global streaming landscape. That's true. And I think, look, Disney has essentially broken the MCU. They're really cutting back on the MCU stuff. They're having a major rethink. And Star Wars, I don't know what they're going to be doing with it, but man, I think they are just starting to come out the death spiral they've been in. If you want to save Star Wars cinematically, you need a Luke Skywalker Mandalorian movie, right? They team up together to go on some kind of quest. You know, you get Mando with his black saber and Luke with his green one. You know, and digitally de-age him, deep fake. I don't care how you do it. Just do it. That will bring Star Wars back and just go away from the whole sequel trilogy altogether, have an alternate timeline. That's which they say they're not doing, but yeah, let's wait and see what happens, right? But that's how you would save Star Wars cinematically. That, or have a huge sweeping movie like Lawrence of Arabia about Luke Skywalker's entire life, the life and death of Luke Skywalker. That would be awesome, right? I would like to see his whole story, wouldn't you? I would. Anyway, let's get back to Russell T Davies. The man who released 2005 into the new global series, no longer solely produced by the BBC. Doctor Who will now be co-produced with the corporation, the Sony-owned Bad Wolf Studios and Walt Disney Corporation. Well, again, this is why Russell T Davies is so freaking central, right? He's the only person I know who has the right politics and the writing ability to pull it all together. Right? Genuinely, right? I can't think of anybody else who really could. I mean, Stephen Moffat, look, you saw what happened with Stephen Moffat towards, the second half of his run, when this kind of like corporate social justice started becoming policy, and while he was able to work with it, right, beef up Clara as like a mate, although it didn't really work, and introduce Bill Potts as the constantly lesbian. And when I say constantly, she was constantly being a lesbian, right? Just really, I doubt because I got caught with the mental image of what I'm saying. That's why I doubt there are porn stars, right, in porn movies at that time, lesbian porn movies at the time, that talk about being a lesbian as much as Bill Potts did. All right, so what tripped me up is I was thinking about Freema Agyeman. I'm like, Freema Agyeman lesbian movie. Oh no, that was Sense8. Okay, it all fits together, baby. It all fits together, and I won't make the obvious joke. Fine. So it's no longer solely, but it's Russell T Davies, right? It's not Sony. It's not BBC. It's not Disney. It's Russell T Davies. They've all handed over to that one guy. He is the irreplaceable linchpin. Much the same way I think Nick Briggs is the irreplaceable linchpin in Big Finish. And really, genuinely irreplaceable. So it's very scary, right? If he gets hit by a meteor, we might be getting Alex Kurtzman's Doctor Who. God help us. It's a historic co-production deal that will require a figure like RTD overseeing this bold new era. Yeah, that's really true. I mean, again, I don't think any of this would have really mattered. So it's promising here on Table Manners podcast, and I love he's doing media all the freaking time. Oh, Russell, you're awesome. Podcast that the Doctor Who will be Russell T Davies' sole focus as he oversees shooting up was 10 years. Well, not entirely true. At the same time, he announced that he was the BBC's executive producer for a drama about the trials of Viagra, which starred what's his name from Misfits and Game of Thrones, right? The guy, he was a bad guy. He was very good in it. Bolton, right? Bolton bastard, right? Bruce Bolton, I can't remember that guy, right? The guy who, the one who raped Sansa. Okay, if you don't know what I'm talking about, well, when I say rape, I think wedding rape, marriage rape Sansa, that one. So he's starring him. However, his recent assertion that he's no longer taking on other projects. It's a combination of that lifelong Doctor Who fan, firmly committed to shaping Doctor Who for the 6th decade on the screen. Well, again, I think there's more than Doctor Who going on. We all know there's more than Doctor Who going on. They were talking all this week about unit spin-off, which I'm really not psyched for. I'm really not. I mean, right, General Case just... Oh, hello, Doctor. Oh. I mean, it's all just, she's got such a slow, methodical delivery. Give me a bit of Nick Courtney. Yeah. Listen, Nick Courtney, Benton, and, I've gone between characters and real names. Brigadier Benton and Mike Yates, yeah. I'll take a bit of that unit in 1977. Yeah, that would have been awesome. That's what they should have done. After Hinchcliffe and Holmes finished on Doctor Who, they should have tapped them to do an adult-ish unit TV show. I bet that would have been freaking awesome. Oh, see, I just want to go through time fixing these things, okay? That's just what I do. Right, so Rusty Davies is going nowhere. Dude, you've taken like 8 paragraphs to say one thing. Oh, I can't really criticise. It's not like I'm Mr. Speedy, am I? I mean, except when it comes to sex. do you like a soft-boiled egg? I might be a man. Rusty Davies going nowhere. That's great for Doctor Who. Despite some teething problems, the Rusty Davies era of Doctor Who was defined by an incredibly strong production team behind the scenes. So here's why I think that's important, right? He's more... because, okay, you see how crazy excited I am about everything he says and all the promotions. I think that comes from just his genuine love of Doctor Who. Like, he's so excited about it. And I think it affects the entire production. And now, look, again, if you're older or younger, you'll find this. If you're younger, you're going to find this out in life. If you're older, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. Every organisation and every office, for that matter, takes on the personality of the person in charge. And it really, genuinely does. It's so weird, but it's so true. So you have somebody very driven, very excited. You get a very driven, very excited production team. I don't think Chris Chibnall was very excited about life, especially when the ratings were tanking. Which was always, right? I think he was look, it must have been awful. I mean, like, I think he made awful Doctor Who, but it must have been awful for him as a human being, right? Because it just... nobody likes working and seeing everything fail, right? Although he got his bloody paycheck, didn't he? I think that production team took on his personality, which was like a dour drag. That's how the show came out, wasn't it? Despite some teeth, blah, 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 we read that already. Aside from Rusty Davies, there's also executive producer Phil Collison and Julie Gardner. I love the story about Phil Collison, that when Rusty Davies told him they're going back, he staggered backwards and fell onto his knees. Like, I'm just happy, look. Why am I happy for them? They gave me a lot of happiness in my life. Like Phil Coulson, and also I felt very invested and connected with them. The Doctor Who Confidential had me talking to him, had him talking to me. I wasn't talking to him, okay? I really wasn't. I know it sounds like I'm that batty, but I really wasn't. I talk to God, which is also weird. But I don't talk to Phil Coulson when he's not there. And he's never here. So I never talked to him, right? But I got to, like, pick up on his personality through Doctor Who Confidential, through those wonderful, wonderful commentaries they put out each week. Oh, I hope they're doing that again. But the incredible thing is this. On Disney Plus, and probably BBC or iPlayer, you can probably select the audio track and you'll get their commentary straight away. Oh, God, there's so much potential for freaking awesomeness, right? There just is. That's why I'm excited, boys and girls. That's why I'm excited. Julie Garner, all of whom are returning for next era. Stephen Moffat's Doctor Who era saw a revolving door approach to the production team, with figures like Piers Wenger and Caroline Skinner leaving the show during Moffat's tenure. Yeah, I get the feeling that Moffat had morals, right? There were famous rumours of him, like, tearing into a producer at a BBC, what was it, the Radio Times cover thing? Like I didn't get the vibe it was as happy a production as the first one was with Julie Gardner, Phil Collison, and Rusty Davies. I think you throw Jane Tranter in as well. After ups and downs in Moffat, the Chris Chibnall era again had a solid production team for its duration. Well, I mean, they stayed, but... And look, there was a lot in the production that wasn't bad. I like the Sideman design. I like a lot of production design. I thought that was all pretty strong. But man, they needed a script editor to go along and say, "What? This is bullshit." I was like, this makes no sense. This makes no sense whatsoever, right? That's exactly what they needed, and they didn't have that, right? Even in the face of the massive challenge of the COVID-19 pandemic, I'm going to give them props, right? I'm going to give the production team props there for pulling that off, because it was very nearly cancelled. I think the BBC were like, well, everybody hates it. It's just embarrassing us. I mean, look, you saw how they treated Power of the Doctor, which, again, piece of crap, because, Jodie Whittaker was in it, but I think it got horribly underpromoted. And I think it was one of the best things they did, frankly. I thought Sacha Dhawan's casting as a master was... Well, do I think it was good? Well, I mean, it's hard to tell. I mean, somebody stands out in a frankly dire production. You think that's the one good idea. I don't know. How would he been with other Doctors? I don't know. Other production, I don't know. Russell Davies' return and his commitment is a promising sign that he has huge sweeping vision. He kept saying that. Davies has already spoken about his envy for Alex Kurtzman. Star Trek fan. Alex Kurtzman's on his arse, okay? As far as I understand it, Star Trek Discovery is done, and it went for 5 seasons because it was contractually obligated for 5 seasons. Although they tried to get rid of it at the end of season 3, right? But then Kurtzman sued CBS. It went into arbitration, and we got 2 more seasons. Because it's wrapping up after this year, which is really sad because Terry Matalas did an incredible job, and I think Strange New World is only on schedule for 1 more season, and Lower Decks is probably be ending. It's over. Like, the Kurtzman Trek is over. Thank God for that. And I mean, will Discovery be watchable this year? I can't imagine. I cannot. Well, wouldn't that be weird if it is? It's clear that the approach to spin-offs will likely be more the Kurtzman's approach than the Kevin Feige's at Marvel Studios. Russell Davies spin-offs were a key part of the original run. The MCU's was also supposed to be an integral part, just nobody watched them. Because why did the idea was you're going to watch WandaVision and go, well, that's so cool, and then you're going to watch Loki and go, oh, that's so cool, and you're going to watch Winter Soldier and go, oh, that's so cool, and then you run to the cinema. Oh, I want to see more of the Avengers in Phase 4, yay! But they were all shit, and it got no one to sign up for Disney Plus and no one to the cinema, right? But they were supposed to be integral as well. Culminating in David Tennant's season 4 finale, where the 10th Doctor teamed up with Torchwood Sarah Jane Avengers. Yes! It was the Avengers before the Avengers. It's likely Russell Davies has a similar 4-year plan for the show and its new spin-offs, but with the increases in budget allowing for more ambitious crossover stories. Yeah, that's going to be exciting. That is going to be exciting. Russell Davies can stay on Doctor Who without being showrunner. I can see that being possible, right? I can see him being kind of like a Rick Berman type figure across all the Doctor Who franchise, right? I can totally see that being a possibility. It's still possible, and I think if he wants to write different types of drama, he'll probably be able to do it within the Doctor Who world as well. It's still possible for Russell Davies to stay on Doctor Who while steering the ship as a creative force. In the years since he left Doctor Who, Davies has mentored young writers and is serving as executive producer on new dramas in the UK. This implies Davies would oversee Doctor Who's writers. Yeah, I think, look, he's getting on. He's gay, which means he doesn't have children, or biological children. I don't think he has adopted children, right? And I think he wants to because I think he's a good bloke, right? I think this is a good thing. I think he wants to continue a legacy, right? And the way you continue a legacy, and having kids is much easier, I have to tell you, because they just come out like you and they kind of think like you a lot of the way, but they're different, their own independent entities. But like, I think he wants to leave a legacy of strong writing talent to move entertainment into the future, because he saw what happened in the last 5 years, right? That's why I think went down. Man, I would love to have a quiet, private chat to him and find out what he really thinks about everything, because he's very circumspect. This one, over here, molding the new era showrunner, he might, in that case, Davies might, put on a Alex Kurtzman-style role, showrunning Ncuti Gatwa's era while putting everything into position for Doctor Who's expansion on the global streaming market. All this seems reasonably credible and likely. Since David first left the position of Doctor Who showrunner, it has been passed into hands of the most obvious skilled candidate's role. Well, one time it wasn't. Toby Wethouse didn't get a look in. However, both Stephen Moffat and Chris Gilmore were foregone conclusions for the role. And I thought so as well. I just can't believe he did as badly as he did, right? I mean, I can because I saw it. The time will surely come when a generation of screenwriters brought up in post-2005 era Doctor were basically there, is in a position to take over the show and take in exciting new directions, and Rusty Davies is a perfect figure to oversee the transition. Okay, so they're agreeing with me. I said this, about 6 months ago, probably a year ago. Look, it is good news for the future. But what will that future look like, we wonder? Doctor Who unit spin-off confirmed. It kind of is. Really? It kind of is. Because, that's what all the press is running with. It's confirmed! I heard nothing from the Bad Wolf from BBC. BBC sources reportedly confirmed Doctor Who unit spin-off with Gemma Redgrave and David Tennant and Catherine Tate in the Christmas special. Oh, this is new news. Let's have a look. This is fine. Earlier this week, BBC and Disney Studios showrunner Rusty Davies dropped a 10-ton tease about the 4th episode of season 14. I think it's one of the greatest things he's ever made in his life, and confirmed by the director. Now we're learning the greater universe that Davies has envisioned since his first run on the long-running series. The reason he did Torchwood and Sarah Jane, by the way, is to keep Doctor Who in the minds of schedulers, right? Because if they schedule Sarah Jane Adventures and that goes down well, they schedule Torchwood and that goes down, they were always thinking Doctor Who, right? It's on screen for about, 60% of the year? That's pretty good news. I think it's going to be something like that again. In his first run on the long-running series, a much more realistic possibility with the recent injection of Disney money into production. According to the report by Deadline Hollywood earlier today, wow, BBC. Okay, so it is confirmed, right? It's confirmed. BBC sources confirmed that the first stage of Davies' Whoniverse will bring a spin-off series based on the show's main military research organisation unit, with Gemma Redgrave returning to the lead as Kate Lethbridge-Stewart. Now we know we will be seeing Redgrave-Stewart then. But she's in the Christmas special, I believe, and we've seen her eating with Millie Gibson on camera. So okay, fine. It's going to grow organically out for him. First, Stewart will be appearing in it, and from there, the report states that the series will be the first to feature new Doctor Ncuti Gatwa, along with return for David Tennant and Catherine Tate. Wait a second. Does that mean that Ncuti Gatwa won't be in the 6th anniversary specials? I don't know. And that last part seems to imply David Tennant and Catherine Tate will be around past the anniversary celebration. Of course, it's very possible that Deadline Hollywood was reporting is confusing the three episode 6th anniversary event and the Christmas special. If not, those are some interesting updates. That is true. That very much is true. Thanks to Doctor Who Magazine 588. I can't wait for the next one. I'm finished reading it. I'm thinking I'm getting, there's 2 specials out right now. One about 1988, which I love 1988, and also one a special with the showrunners. I'm like, ooh, that sounds good. Davies and others confer. You should. Davies and others conferred. Covered a wide range of topics. New film in tech, drones. We talked about that. And the mention of the word meat per new block of directors named, and the tease of 2-episode block that to take the show into a whole new the show into a genuinely new territory. See, this is what I'm looking forward to, right? Yes, I like going into new territory. We went into new territory with the Chris Chibnall years. That territory was unwatchable shit. Can we go into new territory without it being unwatchable shit? That would be great. You ever thought about that? Making it not unwatchable shit. So then the VX coordinator, Cyan Rainish, talks up the new Marvel filming technology. We're using top of the range technology the kind of Marvel films use as well. They're not going to need it so much, because nobody's watching them anymore. I think it's pretty spectacular. It means Doctor Who will be at the forefront of pushing boundaries, which is where it frickin' should always be. Drones in the TARDIS, and a Christmas special we're shooting with drones on the set, which no one's ever done before, because the way the Doctor races erratically around the TARDIS, I think it's going to be good. I mean, you could be describing Jodie Whittaker's performance as well, frankly, but I just think he's going to be good. I really think we could get there. It could be November. We're sitting in front of it, and it's shit, right? It could happen. I don't think so. Let me know what you think in the comments. Rangers is hearing good things about shooting gut. Well, I think he'll bring a new dynamic. He's young and fun. Everybody who's seen him says he's completely doctorish and completely new, right? The crew says he's up for anything. It worked. I wish Millie Gibson was up for bloody anything. Hey, Millie, do you like old fat Jews? Let's see if you're up for anything. What's this outfit, Rabbi? Oh, nothing. It's just like somebody called Perry used to wear. What's that? Oh, nothing you need to worry about. Doesn't seem to be a very good fit. It fits fine, Millie! It fits fine! Oh, we're going to have years of this. He's young and fun. We're talking about Millie Gibson again. The cruiser is up for anything. And I think he'll make it his own and not try to copy the mannerisms of anybody else. I think that's true. He's really individual, and that's what we want, a new Doctor. I agree. What about the creature above? Rainers confirmed there's a comic book based speculator that was Meep saying, when you're watching at home, think about the amount of conversation that we had over Meep blinks. That I like. Again, that I live in a world where that's a thing is a blessing, right? It's a blessing. Blocks 3 and 4 director revealed. We got Julie Ann Robertson. Block 3 includes 2 wildly different episodes by wildly different writers. Oh, excited. So we got other people than Ossie Davis in that first set of 8 then. According to Davis's column, Julianne is he talked about it in Dr. Who. It was a dream piece of crewing for me because I wanted to work with been involved ever since it was on BBC's Blackpool. That was the thing with Mark Gatiss. That was weird. I quite liked it though, as I recall. Julianne comes with the best references ever, an actor called David Dent, who starred in Blackpool. And then we got director Ben Chessel is aboard for the 2-episode New Territory Block 4. Our search for directors reached all the way to Australia to find Ben, revealed executive producer Phil Coulson. One of the greatest shows I've ever seen on television is Joe Barton Giri Haji, for me who's never heard of it. And it's a spectacular finale directed by Ben. He broke all the rules of television, what television can achieve, so where we think he's a perfect fit for the 2-episode block. Also, there's a new executive producer who actually sounds fantastic, who did all the production design for the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy movie and became a producer through that, which takes the whole show into a genuinely new territory. Oh, stop teasing me! We're all wondering how to achieve what's happening in Page, but Ben marched in to show us. Man, colour me excited, baby. Colour me excited. So it's been an exciting week in Doctor Who. We're living an exciting time in Doctor Who. Would have been a reasonably terrifying time outside of Doctor Who, but an exciting time in Doctor Who. So there we go. That was the week that was. I hope you guys have a freaking awesome weekend. Join me tomorrow night. I'm out at 6 o'clock live, then on Sunday at 5 o'clock live. Join me. That's in the UK time. Join me. We will take the piss. We will have fun. We will do very silly things. And hopefully I'll be a bit of a laugh. My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.